Hi everyone. I'm hopeful that all you will be fine. In the last session, I have described the meeting security and privacy section regarding the meeting payload when we are going to create the meeting using the Webex REST API. In today's session, we will keep continuing with the meeting payload and we will discuss regarding the meeting shareability. In the last session, I have described all the limitations what we have against the field types, field value, and what set of values where from we can pick the value and all the stuff. Okay, so in the meeting shareability section we have a first field called invitees. Inside that you can share inside you can configure the list of invitees or the persons who you to be interested to be that those can participate inside your meeting. Okay, so first limit on this invitees field is that you have 1000. You can only set the maximum size of the invitees is 1000. Okay, and if you have specified a room ID inside the payload, so if you have set the room ID and you have missed this invitees list, then all the space members will be invited. Okay, and if you have specified the room ID and also you have specified the invitees list, then those selected invitees will be shared. Okay, and inside the invitees list, every object have this schema. That means that every object have these three fields. So you can only set the values against these three fields. So inside these three fields, the email is a required field. You must be set the email of the person. Remaining other two fields are optional. Either you can set, either you cannot. Okay. So inside the email, you can set the person's email who you are to be interested to be joined inside the meeting. Okay. And inside the display name, for the display name, you have a limit of 128 characters. Okay, 128 characters. And if you do not have or you have missed the display name to be specified for the invitee, then and you have specified or you have set the email because that's a required field. Okay, so this is a required field, and you have set the email of the person and that person is a registered user with your Webex site, then Webex will pick the user registered name and set that here. And if you have specified an email of the person, because there's a required field, and that person is not registered with your Webex site, then by default that email will be set as a display name. Okay, and for the co-host, by default this value is true except ad hoc meetings. Okay, if the meeting is not ad hoc, then by default this co-host field value is true for the room ID members. If you have also specified the room ID in the payload and you do not have specified the co-host, then by default value is true. Okay, and if you have set the ad hoc meeting true, and then by default this field value is false and you cannot change that. Okay, and inside the shareability we have a sent email field, so you can by default this value of this field is true and you can also change that to false. So by enabling and disabling this field means you are interested with the sharing the emails to the host and other invitees, or you are going to disable that. You can enable or disable that by setting the value true or false inside the sent email field. Okay, and the next field inside the meeting shareability, we have a host email. So inside the host email, this field will be only usable or workable once you have a admin scope inside the access token. So let's see, here we have access token we are using inside the authorization header. So inside that scope you must be have a admin right scope, then you will be able to set the host email. That means the admin is going to manage the meetings of that person, which email is going to be set at here. Okay, and the thing is regarding that email person must be have hosting privileges on the site. Okay, and if you have a specified email here and you do not have a scope admin scope here in the access token, then you will get an error regarding the admin schedule right scope. And inside the site URL, you can specify the site of that users, or you can specify your organization site. Okay, and if you do not have specified the site URL, then Webex will by default get the user preferred site and set that here. Okay, so let's demonstrate this section, in today's session. And I first need to copy this payload section from here, and we first need to start the API so that we can demonstrate that from Postman. Okay, API is started. Now we need to open the Postman. Inside the LAN, we have a create Webex meeting, and at the bottom we need to paste that payload. Just remove this comments, this one, and this one. Okay, we need to also remove the invitee. We only are going to set the one invitee for the demonstration purpose. Okay, and I think we first need to authorize. So we say here localhost 4000 API Webex authorize. We are successfully authorized. Now let's configure the invitees. So here I'm just setting the email of the person. Okay, save, and just I am renaming that Nick, and co-host I'm just setting as default, send email to true, and setting I'm also here email, and I'm just removing the site URL so that we can see that by default we have a preferred user site in the response. Okay, I'm pretty sure that we will get an admin schedule write scope error because we do not have a meeting admin schedule write scope right now. So let's send the request. You can see here we are getting the error regarding the meeting admin schedule write scope. So we do not have that. If you have an admin site, then you can enable that scope from the my Webex meeting section. So you can navigate to the developer.webex.com, and inside your profile picture, click my Webex apps. Just click on your app and scroll down. And here you can just find you have this admin meeting admin schedule write scope. Okay, you can see you have a so you can select that, and you can also specify that scope inside the URL. Then save that, and you must be specify that scope inside the URL. So here you can see we have a scope list and we do not have a specified that. Okay, then you will be able to schedule the meeting with the host email. So let's remove this for now because we do not have any admin site right now. And now just let's send the request once again. And we have successfully created the meeting. Okay, and here you can see the site URL is the user preferred URL. So let's find that. I think that's here. So you can see as the user preferred site URL is by default configured for the meeting. Okay, and I think we need to navigate the inbox and let's see that we have received an email or either or not. We do not have a still receipt, but I'm pretty sure that will be arrive in a few seconds. Okay, so you can, if invitee user have a host privileges, then you can either I say that this user is registered and that have a host privileges, then you can set this option to true when you are sending the payload. Okay, and if you have specified the room ID here as I have already described, and you have then specified the invitees will be shared to them. Okay, so I'm hopeful that you have enjoyed the session. If you have any query regarding this session, then just please place your queries inside the video comment section. Either you can share your queries and suggestions by my share contact details. So hopefully we will come back with another session regarding the next section with the meeting creation payload. Take care. Bye bye.